The human condition is universal. We are all spiritual beings who possess a mind, will, and emotions, and those reside inside of a physical body. Hi, this is Dr. Anita with another Diamond Moment. The diamonds of our lives are produced through time, heat, and pressure. But it's up to us to gather the value from these experiences in order to grow and to move forward in our lives. If these messages have enlightened or helped you in any way, please like, subscribe, share, and comment, because your comments are very important to me. Today I wanted to redefine our spirit, soul, and body, doing that in a manner that can repel the fear of others. We are in a time in history where the fear of others that someone has deemed unlike us causes a division. And I don't believe as spiritual beings we should be divided from one another, but understand that we all are experiencing the same thing. We are spiritual beings which possess a mind, will, and emotions that reside within a physical body. I would suggest using your Diamond Journey Journal. Becoming is a process, and a process has stages by me, Dr. Anita McLaughlin, in order to capture your thoughts. We're still working within the spiritual aspect of who we are, but it can also be used to make notations for your financial goals, maybe your social goals, emotional areas that you would still like to heal, or physical goals that you want to change in your own life. Your thoughts can be utilized to make a plan to move yourself forward so that this time next year, you're not still saying the same thing, but you will have created a plan to move you forward. It's really simple. All you do is start with the day that you receive the journal. You set a small monthly, weekly, and daily task, and that will move you forward. You continue doing that each month, each week, each day, until you reach that day that you began the following year. So get your journal and write down your thoughts. Again, we're redefining or looking at again what the spirit, soul, and body really is. I found in my interactions that so many times we are saying the same thing using different terminology, but we've been taught by people, and I will say it, who are attempting to control us, that we are different from them, that they are different from us, whether that be from a nationality, ethnicity, whether it's their gender, or whether it just happens to be the way the terminology that we use to identify the same thing. When we're talking about God, there are some who say creator, source, the universe. It is the same thing. When we're talking about our spirit man, that which connects to God. Some people call it our vibrational being. Some people call it our light body. But those refer to the same thing. And then we get to our physical body, our physical man. We tend to look at it as though the body, the physical body, is leading the way. It is the leader. But it absolutely is not. For those who are able or are within a faith tradition in which meditation is important, what meditation is designed to do is to quiet that physical man, quiet that soulish man that is continuing to dictate. Some people call it the ego self that's continuing to talk on and on and on and on and on. It's being able to put the primary emphasis on connecting to your spirit man. The last time we talked about idea, a way to think about it as a broadcast antenna, that being God, creator, source, the universe, who's sending out a message to us. And our receiver could be like our television set that has an antenna on it. And that antenna is able to connect to a vibrational field, the broadcast signal that we cannot see. It draws it in and brings it into the television itself or the radio itself, which is the receiver. For our benefit, we're looking at God, creator, source, the universe as that broadcasting antenna. We're looking at our higher man, our spirit man, our vibrational being as that antenna that draws into our body, which would be our receiver, the messages that are taking place all the time, all around us. We all work that way. It's not that if you believe in this, if you call yourself this, then you function differently. No, we all function the same way because we are all spiritual beings. We have a mind, will, and emotions. And all of those are included within the receiving package of a physical body. When we're taught to fear others, we're taught that somehow or another they're different from us. We're able to identify them because of maybe an accent, maybe the melanation, the level of melanation in their skin. And so therefore they're different. Yes, they may still have eyes, ears, nose, barring any disfigurement, the same outside physical body that we have, but somehow or another, someone has taught us to be afraid of them. Someone has taught us that they're different, that they don't feel the pain that we feel. They're not physically made the same way that we are. If you're from the United States, there was a time in our history where people did not believe that the blood of a African American person or with another ethnicity could blend. And it's absolutely not the truth. Our blood is blood, and that blood can transfer to other human beings as long as it's the right blood type. But we're taught that somehow or another, because you look different or because you sound different, that you are different and I should fear you, or that you are the other that I need to be made aware of. We're seeing that right now in the United States within the political arena, in which particular parts of our population have been villainized. They're called rapists or drug dealers or people that we need to be afraid of. It was really interesting. I saw a young man who finally had a reckoning within his own life because he was following one of the political candidates that brought out, these people are different from you. They're coming in to take jobs. They're coming in to take from you. You need to be fearful of them because they're trying to take your place. And the group of people that he was referring to were those who supposedly were in the country illegally. They were from countries that are emptying their jails and mental institutions and sending people here across the border illegally. And they are rapists and murderers. And this young man, for the first time, and this was the first opportunity that he would have to vote, finally heard what was being said. And he said to himself, wait a minute, the people that you are referring to as rapists and murderers and the worst of the society that they're coming from, those people are the same as my parents. And my parents are not rapists and murderers. And then it got even more personal, where he realized that if his parents were among that group, then he was among that group. And he was actually being taught to fear himself, to fear his community, his family. And it finally dawned on him, I'm being taught to fear who I am. We need to really understand that we are all spiritual beings. We have a mind, will, and emotions. Those are the things that develop our personality. Some people like broccoli, some people don't. Some people are athletic. Some people like to explore. Some people like to sit inside and read. But we're all people. We just like different things. So when we're trying to make the other guy the other, we're actually vilifying something that does not exist. Every one of us, each and every person, first of all, are spiritual. I've said this before, but if you've ever seen or gone to a funeral and you see the person in the casket, you realize that outer body looks kind of like them, but it's not really them, because the portion of that person, the animating portion of that person, is no longer residing in that physical body. And therefore, they don't look the same. We don't perceive them as the same because who they were is no longer there. When we understand that we have been taught to fear others through control, I know that in some religious circles, you're not allowed to know what someone else thinks. And I would venture to say it's because if you find out what they think, you'll find out that you are no different from them. And once we stop making other people different from us, we have the ability to join together and to accomplish what is needed for all human beings. We all want to have a sense of belonging. We all want to be respected. We all want to have love. We want to be cared for. We all need food, clothing, and shelter. It doesn't matter what our religious background is. It doesn't matter what our political opinion is. We all need the same things because we are all spiritual beings. So I want us to really remember the fact that in order to be a well-functioning person, we need to understand and give others the same level of respect that we want. We have to understand that the same way we love our children, they love their children. And no one would want their child hunted down and attacked for the color of their skin, because they have an accent, because they identify differently in a gender understanding, but that we would all want the same thing for anyone that we love and care about. I want you to really think about this, and I say it all the time, but working through who we are, that becoming, is really a process, and the process has stages. And just like that young man who finally connected the dots and realized that he was being taught to fear people who were his parents, people who looked and acted like him. And he finally got to the place of realizing that I have been lied to. When we realize that God, creator, source, the universe is all referring to that same entity, that no one is trying to take us outside of who we are to be something else, we no longer have a need to fear others. I want to thank you so much for continuing to listen. I hope that if the messages that I'm sharing are benefiting you, that you will like, subscribe, share, and please comment. It's up to you to put into motion what you're learning and then watch things in your life change. If you haven't done so, please get your Diamond Journey Journal and make a commitment to moving forward in your spiritual or financial, social, emotional, and physical goals. This one-year journal is designed to move you forward, starting with where you are today, and then moving on until you reach this date next year, and hopefully you will have accomplished your own goals. You're also invited to join me on NoomVibe, FanBase, and visit my website at www.DrAnitaMc.com. That's DrAnitaMc.com. And join me here next week for another Diamond Moment.